Yes, hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport here on Global Television. Many thanks for joining us on today's edition of the program as we have so much to talk about in the world of sports this morning as a lot happened. We saw upsets yesterday in the UEFA Champions League clash and then we'll be expecting to see more later today. It's just interesting to see that no team is backing down and Arsenal are looking to run away with 2 trophies this season, having been 7 points cleared in the EPL and now still sitting very clear in the groups in the Champions League standings as well. Arsenal are looking very good this season, and that's not I'm not wearing what I'm wearing because of Arsenal. There's a bit of red though, but I'm not wearing that because of Arsenal. But yesterday Arsenal proved to be a very dominant force in the UEFA Champions League, and they've been showing that they're a dominant force in the EPL. I think there's this new hunger in the Arsenal team, and it has just been showing all through this season. And I'm not surprised because, well, would I say I'm not surprised? Yeah, I'm not surprised because this has been building for over the years. If you remember, they finished 3 times in a row second, and then this has happened, and they have restructured, they have gotten more players, and then the first and second 11 of Arsenal is looking very good. Their rotation is good, and Mikel Arteta has understood the depth and how to use each of these players, and the chemistry that they have again on and off the pitch is something that is helping them. We'll talk more about Champions League a little later, and then we saw early hours of yesterday that Jimmy Butler got injured. That's having an ACL injury. Automatically he'll be out for the rest of the season. And before now, when the conversation around NBA All-Star came up, he decided to say that he doesn't want to be an All-Star. He just wants to go for a vacation. So is his wish being granted? I'm not going to say yes because this didn't come as he expected. So we'll see how all of that pans out for Golden State Warriors as they played Toronto Raptors early hours of this morning, and then we'll figure out what the results looked like. Spurs also had a playoff, a regular season matchup with Los Angeles Lakers, and LeBron James and Luka were just a beast. They were both amazing early hours of today. We'll be having all of those conversations. And here, locally in Nigeria, the Nigerian Aquatic Federation unveils its 2026 calendar, as the Nigerian Aquatic Federation has unveiled its 2026 program of activities, presenting a detailed calendar of swimming competitions, development programs, coaching certification courses, and international engagement across the year. The schedule opened in January with a coaching training program in Lagos designed to bolster technical capacity and at both grassroots and elite levels. In February, swimming will feature prominently at the second Niger Delta Games, scheduled from February 20th to the 27th in Benin City. Then in March, the month of March promises to be a very busy month for the youth and regional competitors as Swim to Future Swimming Championship for age 8 and 14 will take place in Abuja from March the 7th, followed by the inaugural Abuja School Swimming Championship for under 15 swimmers from March the 25th to the 27th. The month will also host the North Central Zone Technical Officials and Swimming Coaches Certification courses and first quarter board meeting in Ilorin, with dates yet to be confirmed, concluding with swimming with Abuja Swim Gala for age 14 and under on March the 28th. In April, Lagos will host the Swim for Life National Swimming Championship for under 16 swimmers from April the 2nd to the 4th, attracting young talent from across the country. May will see represented at the continental competitions, including the African Aquatic Combined 2026 Swimming Championship in Accra, Ghana, which incorporates the 17th Junior, Senior and Junior Championship, the first African Aquatic Interzonal Championship, and the second African Masters Swimming Championship will also happen in the month of May through the 10th of May. So this is what the Aquatic Federation, Nigerian Aquatic Federation calendar will be looking like, and there will be more activities that will be coming up as it comes up. We would also bring that to your notice because grassroots is taking over, and we are seeing lots of preparation in place already for all of these activities to happen within Abuja, in Lagos, as well as in the North Central and the Niger Delta Games that will be happening later from February 20th to the 27th. A 7-whole day of sporting activities, and then where Nigerian finest will be going head-to-head against each other to fight for glory. So moving on, Onyekwere Lions debut in Olympic weightlifting. African discus record holder Chioma Onyekwere Lions has made her competitive debut in Olympic weightlifting, marking a rare crossover appearance from track and field with a first outing she described as both demanding and enjoyable. The 31-year-old, who was born in the United States but represents Nigeria internationally, competing her first section weightlifting meet, recording lift of 75 kg in this sketch and 160 kg in the clean and jack. Sharing her experience on Instagram after event, Chioma says her first weightlifting meet, stretch 75 kg and clean and jack 106 kg is her debut meet, and she enjoyed watching and enjoyed every bit of it. Onyekwere is best known for her achievements in discus throw, where she holds both the African and Nigerian record of 64.96 meters since April 2023, when she surpassed the previous continental record of 64.87 established in 2007 by South African Elysia Nuda. Her athletic career included a gold medal in discus throw at the 2002 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, as well as 3-time titles, having won consecutive African Championship gold medals in 2018 and 2022, and another title at the 2019 African Games. The weightlifting appearance comes during a period of limited recent competition in her primary sport, and then she decided to switch allegiance and to switch to a different sport, and she has started on a very, very good note. Looking at her track record now, she is a winner. She's someone that pushes herself to the limit and win medals, and then it is not surprising to see that she started off very good with 75 kg and 106 kg clean and jack. So congratulations. We'll keep our eyes very glued to her journey in the weightlifting category. So moving on now, this news is not something I'm happy about. Para Games Athletics laments non-payment of allowances. I just don't like seeing reports like this. Now, we are not saying this to go against the National Sports Commission, because Shehu Diko has been doing a lot, but we are actually saying this because these athletes needs to be paid what they are worth after going to represent Nigeria in grand style and coming back home winning lots of medals. So having reports like this around non-payment of allowances is actually disheartening for these athletes, because most of them get to feed their families with the allowances and salaries that they get from going to represent Nigeria. Let me bring you up to speed with the report that says Para Athletics, who represented Nigeria and won the maiden edition of the West African Zone A and B Para Games held from November 28 to December the 4th, 2025 in Abeokuta, Ogun State, have expressed displeasure over delay of payment of their competition allowances, while some also claim they were yet to receive their transport allowance from the event. Nigeria hosted the inaugural Games with more than 400 athletes from 10 countries taking part in regional multi-sport competition. The country fielded 190 athletes during the event, according to the chairman of the local organizing committee, Victor Achepo. Team Nigeria made history by winning the first edition, dominating the competition with an overwhelming medal haul of 59 gold, 39 silver, and 31 bronze medals. Benin Republic finished a distant second with 4 gold, 4 silver, and 14 bronze medals, while Ghana claimed third place with 3 golds, 15 silvers, and 21 bronze medals. More than a month after the completion of the event, the athletes have complained about delay in payment of their allowance as they look ahead to a busy 2026 season. In 2026 budget, the National Sports Commission has set aside 1.28 billion naira for the development of special programs for disabled athletes and officials, as well as the third Para Games, while 1.175 billion naira will be spent on the procurement of sporting equipment for para athletes, including wheelchairs and stretchers. However, the athletic feel the NSC should be doing more than stationary procurement and organization of events. Yes, this budget set aside for them is actually very good, is encouraging, is welcoming. But when these individuals go for events and then come back, come on, looking at it now, 59 gold and 30 plus bronze, 30 plus silvers. This is something very interesting. Nigeria hosted and Nigeria swept literally all the medal. And then having to struggle and not get paid after putting and carrying Nigeria on your shoulder and flying the green, white, green flag at home, it's actually very, very discouraging and disheartening. So, Madam Shehu Diko, you're a good man. Just, do the needful and find a way so as these people will get their payment, because you've been paying Eric Chill's salary, and then the Super Eagles have been getting their pay as well. So the NFF and the entire body in charge, please, this their money. So before the end of close of business, before the round out, we have to get to hear good news, because Madam Shehu Diko is the man who always keeps to his word of taking care of grassroots athletes and also, paving ways for all of them to advance further in their career. So let's move on and move away from sad news and talk something interesting. Let's talk transfers quickly, as former Super Eagles defender and captain, talking about Williams Troost-Ekong, has completed his signing to Qatar club Al Hilal LC. The signing was completed early hours of today. Qatar Star League side Al Hilal SC have confirmed the signing of former Super Eagles captain Williams Troost-Ekong. Troost-Ekong linked up with Al Hilal LC from Saudi club Al Khulud. The experienced centre-back penned the contract with his new club until June the 28th, June 2028. The 32-year-old has been assigned his favorite number 5 jersey. Troost-Ekong made 49 appearances for Al Khulud and scored twice. His signing is seen as a major boost as the Al Hilal aim to build momentum and finish the season strongly. So looking at this now, this is a very, very good inclusion for the side. We all know who Williams Troost-Ekong is, the 2024 best player at AFCON, and also one of those that held Nigeria down when we were playing in AFCON, and his experience contributed. He played 89 caps for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and he was amazing all through. So this is a good news, and we wish him well as he's taking his talents to a different club in Saudi Arabia. So moving on, still talking transfer, United ignites Ndidi Chase. That's talking about Manchester United have revived their interest in Nigerian international Wilfred Ndidi, with the former Leicester City midfielder now captaining Beşiktaş in Turkey. The Red Devils are understood to be considering a short-term midfield addition to bolster their hopes of qualifying for next season's Champions League. According to reports, United's recruitment team have discussed the possibility of bringing him in. United renewed focus on midfield reinforcement comes amid growing concerns over rotation, durability, and experience within the squad. The Super Eagles captain was previously linked with the move to United in the summer of 2025, when the Foxes regulation clause made him available for 9.5 million euros, though no deal materialized at the time. So looking at it now, it might be happening. So there is a lot happening in Manchester United, midfield-wise. But my question is, Kobbie Mainoo is a very, very good player, and I don't know why, he wasn't being used and he wasn't getting enough playing time. Eric Ten Hag, I beg your pardon, used him more. Ruben Amorim didn't even use him at all, and the reason best known to him, I don't know if because of the fact that Kobbie is defensive-minded, but he's also very clinical when he advanced further with the ball. But looking at it now, they are looking to bluster and get experience. Ndidi is actually going to also be a very good fit for Manchester United, because he has played in England. He understands the system of how the EPL works and how physical and how demanding it is. So if they get to pull a deal through, it might be a win-win for the both sides. That's talking about Wilfred Ndidi and Manchester United, given the fact that they are sitting comfortably in the number 5th position at the EPL standings. Currently, as we speak, they're moving further. They would be able to contend and, if not go for the Champions League, but at least advance to the Europa, because we've not seen Manchester United in any of this in the longest. So this might be the addition that they need to, advance into tougher competitions and European football. Now moving on and talking Champions League now, Osimhen Lookman returns for tough UFC clash. That will be happening later today. Super Eagles stars Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman face challenging Champions League future later tonight as they return to club duties following Nigeria's bronze medal finish at the 2025 African Cup of All Nations. Osimhen's Galatasaray hosts Atlético Madrid at Rams Park later tonight in a crucial match day 7 encounter, while Lookman's Atlanta welcome Atlético Bilbao to Santander de Bramo on the same evening. All of that will be happening later today. Both Nigerian internationals were standout performers at the AFCON in Morocco, with Osimhen contributing 4 goals and 2 assists in 6 matches, while Lookman scored 3 goals and providing 3 assists, initially being the favorite for the AFCON MVP. Galatasaray currently 18th in the Champions League table with 9 points from 6 games. 6 matches, have never beaten Atlético in 4 previous European meetings, losing twice in Turkey, including a 2-0 defeat on match day 1 in 2015. Osimhen, who has scored 12 goals in 16 games for Galatasaray this season, will be crucial to his side's hope of reclaiming an automatic spot in the knockout round. The 27-year-old captained the Super Eagles in their semi-final against Morocco, but was substituted later in extra time due to an ankle injury. And then we will hope that this injury wouldn't affect him, and I think the injury was one of the major reasons why he did not feature in the match against Egypt. If he had featured, maybe it would have been a different ball game. He might probably would have won if he had scored maybe like 2 goals, he would have probably won the matchup and probably again won the golden boot rather of the highest goal scorers. Now let me bring you up to speed with the activities that happened last night in the UEFA Champions League, and also we'll get you all of those highlights, and then we'll talk basketball as well. UEFA Champions League holders, current champions PSG, fell to Sporting in Lisbon, where they got defeated 2-1. Champions League title holders Paris Saint-Germain lost 2-1 at Sporting Lisbon to jeopardize their chance of a top 8 finish and direct qualification for the last round of 16. Luis Suarez scored twice for Sporting in the second half, sealing victory with a 90th minute header after substitute Kovacic had equalized for PSG. Following victories of Real Madrid and Tottenham, PSG with 13 points have dropped to 5th place. Previously, before later Wednesday's matches closing followed by Sporting. Their home game against Newcastle in 8 days will determine whether Paris Saint-Germain avoids the 2-legged playoffs in February. Despite being largely dominant, PSG were unable to convert their early advantage into goals. Lisbon striker Suarez ignited the home crowd with a crucial finish to beat Lucas Chávila after 74 minutes. A poorly cleared corner kick followed by an unfortunate deflection proved vital to the hard fight of the impenetrable Paris Saint-Germain defense. And then still talking Champions League, Madrid trashes Monaco 6-1. Tottenham beats 10-man Dortmund 2-0. Kylian Mbappe struck twice against his former side, Monaco, as Real Madrid roamed to an emphatic 6-1 Champions League victory on Tuesday to ease tension around the club. Vinicius Junior, who was geared by his own fans during a home win over Levante last weekend, also shone and scored a brilliant goal, and Madrid strengthened their bid to claim a top 8 finish in the league phase. New coach Alvaro secured a second win at the helm after replacing Xavi Alonso last week with his team producing a dazzling attacking display to help fans forget recent disappointment. Jude Bellingham and Franco were also on target for Los Blancos and bundled a vicious cross into his own net as Madrid delivered perhaps their best performance of the season. Mbappe has been in a super form even as Madrid have struggled to stretch the lead at the top of the European goal-scoring chart with his 10th and 11th goal to give his team a commanding lead. Moving on now away from the Spanish Champions League future, UFC still talking UEFA Champions League, and then coming down to Europe, to England. Gabriel Jesus scored brace as Arsenal beat Inter Milan 3-1 at San Siro to extend perfect strike. Arsenal secured a top 2 finish in their season's UEFA Champions League after beating Inter Milan at San Siro on Tuesday night. This extends their perfect record of 7 wins from 7 in the competition. The visitors made what they described as a stunning start to the contest and went ahead after 10 minutes when Gabriel Jesus scored with a puncher effort. Inter responded 8 minutes later as Peter Sousa blasted into the top corner to level the scoring. Arsenal regained the lead before the break, with Jesus completing his brace following a corner that was poorly cleared as well. And then moving on, still talking Champions League, Manchester City lost to Bodo Glimt 3-1. Manchester City suffered a humiliating 3-1 defeat against Bodo Glimt on Tuesday as a Norwegian side caused one of the biggest shocks in Champions League history. Pep Guardiola's side were blown away by Kapra's first half brace and a second half strike from Jens Peter at the Etihad Stadium. Ryan Giggs got one back moment from Hanjo's goal, but Rodri's dismissal from 2 bookings left City in Tata as Bodo Glimt celebrated their first ever win in Champions League group phase. In the finishing town stunned 200 kilometers north of Akret Seco, the 2023 European champions were caught cold in a freezing temperature of -2 degrees. Bodo's entire population of only 55,000 people could almost fit into the city Etihad Stadium, and then these individuals found a way to defeat Manchester City, which is a very, very big shock. I'm still shocked, actually. My technical director is also a Manchester City fan, and he hasn't recovered from the fact that he lost to Bodo Glimt 3-1. Well, it's football. Like I always say, anything can actually happen. Currently, we'll be bringing you the highlights of all of the matches starting.